What is going on, guys? This is Miasin, and welcome to my Buster Blader deck profile. Like I said, I don't think I've made a deck profile on Buster Blader, at least in a while. I think the last time I played this deck was with like Dogmatica cards and stuff, but I really wanted to make this as pure as possible because ETPat told me to kind of break this deck, and I was like, you know what? I might as well just do it for you and also for myself so that my viewers can also benefit from, I guess, my effort that I put into this deck. So I really tried my hardest. But if there are some Buster Blader experts there, please let me know if I missed anything or if there's any feedback that you would like to know, because I am not that great with Buster Blader. That's really me just trying my hardest, like I said. So before this video starts, make sure you like and subscribe. Check me out on Twitch and Instagram. And with that being said, let's jump right into it. So I'm playing 13. I was gonna say 10 hand traps. 13 hand traps. 3 Veiler, 3 Ash, 3 Ogre, Nibiru, and triple Imperm. Nibiru is that kind of card that single-handedly is just not a good card. However, combined with one other hand trap, it's usually pretty good. And I want to say in this format, if you draw only one hand trap, it's probably never enough. Ghost Ogre became slightly better because Journey of Destiny is a continuous spell card that searches an Omni Negate, and even the Omni Negate itself has to shuffle itself back into the deck in order to successfully negate, which is the Wandering Griffin Rider. So you can draw Ghost Ogre for turn, or excavate it with Pot of Prosperity and still negate your opponent's, rather destroy and prevent your opponent's Omni Negate from working against you. So that's the reason why Ogre is there. Nibiru, I guess, is a little self-explanatory. Veiler is actually pretty nice. You can search it with Sage of Eyes of Blue. And on top of that, it's a level 1 light tuner, so sometimes you're really desperate and you need to extra normal summon Veiler. It's not good, but it's a play that you can do. By the way, Ogre, you can summon it off of Needle Fiber and use it on the field during your opponent's turn, because it no longer gets affected by the annoying condition of Needle Fiber. That means that that says that you cannot activate its effect during the turn it was special summoned. And Ash is just Ash, I guess. Alright, so now that this is out of the way, let's get into the actual engine. 2 Buster Blader. This card is kind of bricky. You're not trying to play 3/3 would be way too much. And the other Buster Blader, the real one, is actual dog shit. Please don't play that one. That card is obviously so much better because it is also Buster Blader on the field and in the graveyard, just like the majority of the Cyber Dragon monsters and the Harpy monsters. But on top of that, this has a true effect, which might come up sometimes when you go second, but obviously not when you're going first. I mean, this is basically just like another Dark Magician or Gem Knight Garnet that requires 2 tributes when you're going first, unless you can make Protector Whelp in order to summon it from the hand. So that's the reason why only 2 copies is needed. And then the Dragon Buster Destruction Sword and the Wizard. So Dragon Buster Destruction Sword is a domain lock. Your opponent cannot summon from the extra deck while this card is equipped to a monster. And this card is a BB Abyss Dweller, so your opponent's monster effects in the graveyard cannot activate their effects. And then we got 3 Buster Whelp and 3 Sage with Eyes of Blue. This can search any level 1 light tuner from your deck to your hand, so either Veiler or Buster Whelp. And Buster Whelp is the best card in the deck by far. You can search Prologue. Well, I mean, Prologue is the best card, but Buster Whelp is the best monster because it searches the best card. So, if that makes any sense. Now, for the rest of the deck, we are playing 1 Karma of the Destruction Swordsman. This card is a little bricky, so I think 1 copy is way more than enough. It's a triple DD Crow in theory. It reads target up to 3 monsters of the same type in your opponent's graveyard, banish them. And if you do 1 Buster Blader monster or 1 Destruction Sword monster you control, gains 500 attack and defense for each of these banished monsters until the end of the turn. So I think you already realize the issue with this card. You cannot use this while you do not control a Buster Blader or Destruction Sword monster, and that's the reason why this is kind of bricky. However, in the graveyard, you can recycle it back in order to have it back to the hand and set it for next turn as an interruption just by discarding 1 Destruction Sword card. So I guess that's relatively interesting, but yeah, like I said, 1 is way more than enough. 1 Terraforming, so you can play 3 copies of, well, 3 additional, 4 copies of Mausoleum of White in total. So again, this is basically a double summon. Don't read the rest of the text because it would imply that you play normal monsters in your deck, which is just not the case. So we're really only using this for the double summon effect. 3 copies of Pot of Prosperity. You're usually banishing only 3 cards, but when you brick like there's no tomorrow, you can banish 6 cards. The majority of the time, I think I banished Relinquished Anima, Hieratic Seal, Shooting Riser and TG Wonder Magician, and sometimes Baroness with Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. Anyways, now I'm playing 2 Destruction Sword Memories. Again, this, you always play the exact same copies of the Buster Blader as you play of Memories, because they work as a pair with Prologue. You foolish both of them at the same time, and then not only do you summon Buster Dragon, but also the Buster Blader Fusion. So that's the reason why 2 copies is needed for both of them. And then 1 Destruction Sword Flash. This card is just enough as a one-of, you cannot recycle it back from the graveyard to the hand, so you have to search it from your deck to your hand. That's the reason why as a one-of it's enough. And you have to control a Buster Blader Fusion, which might be a little too much. But if you resolve this, you probably win the game because it banishes every single monster upon controls. So non-destructive, non-targeting removal that is searchable is always seriously appreciated. And then, yeah, triple Imperm, obviously, that's one of the hand traps, basically another Veiler, but you cannot normal summon it. It doesn't lose to Call by the Grave and triple Tactic Talons, though. That's pretty nice. And 3 Prologue, of course. Fun fact, this card has a very neat graveyard effect. If your opponent is trying to go, like, I don't know, Twin Twister, MST on your Dragon Buster Destruction Sword while it is equipped to a monster, you can banish this from your graveyard, and it does not die to battle or by card effect this turn. So all of your Destruction Sword card gain that effect when you banish Prologue, so that's pretty cool. And then 3 copies of Trap Trick, so you can either access your Prologue or your Imperm, because this deck is literally Prologue Turbo. So that's it for the main deck. Now moving on into the extra deck, I'm playing 2 Buster Blader Fusions. And of course, again, everything works as a pair, so 2 Buster Dragon, 2 Buster Blader, 2 Memories, and then 2 Buster, 2 Buster Bladers again, but this time, this is the real one, and this is the Fusion Monster, so this is kind of how the package works. You can resolve Prologue twice. We're still playing multiple copies because we want to see this card as much as humanly possible, but if it gets, like, interrupted or something, at least you have, like, ways of recovering in the future, so yeah, that's that. And then Baroness de Fleur, you can quick sync into this using Formula Synchron and a level 8 monster such as like a Buster Dragon that is redundant on your field or that is about to die anyways. So you can make that on your opponent's turn, or you can make that on your own turn. You can also make it using the Shen and a level 1 tuner monster such as Dragon Buster Destruction Sword. Jesus, what is going on with my pronunciation today? But yeah, this card is ridiculously good. I mean, it's an Omni-Negate. It destroys cards on the field, not as a quick effect, obviously, but still. And it's a monster reborn on your opponent's standby phase for level 9 or lower monsters. Very, very freaking awesome. Anyways, Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. This is also an Omni-Negate, but it's a proactive negate. It's not like Baroness, which is... It has to wait until your opponent does something. Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss, you can negate anything, so your opponent can go like normal summon Denko Sekka, and you can negate a Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. Whereas cards like Baroness can't do that, obviously. You have to wait until your opponent uses an effect, and then you can negate it. And do not underestimate the second effect of Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. So when this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can target 1 tuner in your graveyard, special summon it in defense, and that really does come up very often in this deck. You can revive back your tuners and keep on synchro summoning again and again and again. So yeah, very good card. And this is the best synchro that you can summon off of your Buster Dragon that, like I said, is going to die anyways. Now the Shen is a card that you have to play because you cannot always make Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss because we need a non-tuner Dark Dragon Synchro monster, whereas Shen you can use Formula Synchron, that is a level 2 tuner, alongside the level 7 non-tuner that is the Buster Blader, that you basically get to revive for free with Buster Dragon. So if you haven't watched my combo video, make sure you do. It's pretty well in depth and well explained. And then Shooting Riser Dragon, again, the combo video should clear that up, but it's a card that you can send your Dragon Buster Destruction Sword off on your opponent's turn, and you summon it off of Needle Fiber. So you're not actually trying to synchro summon this card properly. You're trying to just summon it off of Needle Fiber. And then TG Wonder Magician, this is an MST on your opponent's turn, and also when it dies, you just draw a card, but it's probably one of the worst cards in the extra deck, if not the worst by far. From La Synchron, Needle Fiber, Protector Well, Piratic Seal, also a card that I don't summon that often, to be honest. And then Link Rebo with Relinquished Anima, so your level 1s can actually break boards. So that's it for the main deck and extra deck. The idea section, I don't really have that much. Destruction Swordsman Fusion is a card that allows you to fuse also by using your opponent's monsters on the field, but it's not that great because this is not like a super generic super poly. You still need a Buster Blader and a Dragon monster, so unless you have Buster Dragon and another Buster Blader monster, this card is usually pretty bad, so I don't really recommend this at all. In Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, I think you would have to cut... I don't know, maybe all 3 copies of Ghost Ogre so you can play the 3 Maxi. So that's a very smooth replacement. And the Baroness, you just don't even have to play it. I mean, it's not that necessary, so it's fine if you don't have access to this card in Master Duel. And Striker Dragon and second copy of Protector Whelp really aren't that needed. So that's all I had to say and showcase for this deck profile of Buster Blader. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.